Hey guys, welcome back to another Battlefield 6 guide, and this time we're gonna go over all of the collectibles you can find in the campaign and also how you can complete the challenges and also some of the achievements the easiest way. But we're gonna get right in with the collectibles and with mission 1, Always Faithful. In this one you can find 3 collectibles, and the first one is when you go up the hill where it says plan the counter attack, so before you have this overlook on the tanks. And there on the left hand side where you can pick up the ammunition as well, there is the first collectible. It's basically lying there for you to see it and to pick it up, so this is one that you should not miss. Then the second one is inside the building where you have to plant the C4 on those pillars. And you have the first C4 down on the first level, and then on the second level you have the second C4. And when you enter this room and then turn left and go towards the pillar that is next to the window, you can go on the back side and there is the next collectible hanging right there. And then the third one is on the top floor where it says prepare for evac, defend the evac point. So you might want to have a look at the mission target all the time so you know exactly where I am. So you go up the zip line, turn left, and then there is like a huge coffee cup or whatever it is. And right in front of it, like right in front of that orange thing, there is the next collectible. Then we move on to mission 2, which is the rock, and here you can find 3 collectibles again. And the first one is basically right at the start where you have to follow Hess, but instead of following him, you turn around and go towards this antenna, and down at the floor on the left hand side, there you can see the glow of the collectible lying right there. The second collectible can then be found in the underground museum where it says get through the tunnels, and you basically walk right alongside of it. So on the left hand side you have this radio guy sitting there, and on his left hand side on the table there is the second collectible. And then the last collectible is when you head towards, I think this is the last of the AAA guns. So you just see the surroundings right here, and then you have this one open container. So this is where you shoot down the helicopter and everything. And on the right hand side you have this open container where you can also pick up ammunition. And inside of this container you can find the collectible. Then moving on to mission number 3, Operation Gladius, and here you can also find 3 collectibles again. And the first one is when you got out of the tank and you have to defend it, and you go over this plaza, and on top of this plaza there is this stationary turret, and right behind it you can find a radio, and also in front of it the first collectible. The second one can then be found when you have to separate from the tank and you have to walk through the buildings, and here it says reach the Overwatch position. And here on the right hand side there is a table with some wine bottles on it, and on the table you can pick up the collectible. And then the third collectible is inside of the city hall, and there's actually 2 ways you can get there. You can get right in through the front door and then turn left and you can pick it up there, or you go on the left side of the building like I did here and then jump through the one open window, and then you end up right in the room where you can find the collectible. And I would actually recommend to go this way if you play the campaign on hardest difficulty, because this is a good way where you can get rid of all of the enemies without them noticing you. So probably a good hint if you plan to do this. Then mission number 4 is called Night Raid and has 4 collectibles. And the first one is after you have started the fire inside of the building where it says breach the door, locate the informant. And you have that door over on the right hand side that you have to breach. And then on the left hand side there is another door. And the story might guide you to this, but maybe not. It depends on how you play it. So you might have to get into this room yourself. And when you walk all the way into the back room as well, you have the collectible right there hanging on a picture. Then the second collectible is when you get on a place where you can see the pyramids, and here on the back of that place where it's a bit brighter, where you have this lantern, there is the collectible right in that corner. So can be a bit tricky to find if you don't know where it is, but if you just look for the pyramids, you will not miss it. Collectible number 3 can then be found when it says proceed to the plaza. So this is after you try to get away from the helicopter, and you really have to look for the right mission on the top left side here, otherwise you might miss this one. So once it switches to proceed to the plaza, get into this room right here where you have these t-shirts, and here on the table there is the collectible. If you look for the right mission description, you should not miss this one. And then collectible number 4 is in the room that opens up while you're playing and where you can pick up more ammunition and also a rocket launcher. And here there is a poster that says no packs, and there you have the collectible hanging right there on a knife. Then mission number 5 is called No Sleep. And in this one, we have 3 collectibles. And the first one is right at the beginning when you go to the briefing. Do not go to the table, but turn left instead. And on this table, next to the coffee cup, you can find the first collectible of this mission already. Then the second collectible is when you get into the war room of Kincaid here in this building. So there's a cutscene, you can't miss that one. And on the right hand side of that room, so before you go down the stairs with your squad, just turn around and you will have the collectible hanging right there. And then the last collectible for this mission is after you had chased the train and then you went out of your vehicle and you have to get into the construction site. So it says secure the construction site. And there is a container right here. And if you go into this container, you will find the collectible sitting on the right hand side next to the weapons. Moving on to mission number 6, which is called Moving Mountains. This one again has 4 collectibles because it's a bit bigger mission. And the first one can be found in the fire department where you find the president as well. And there's different ways you can get there. So you can do this the complicated way and go through the briefing room and then go into the back where the kitchen is, or you just walk straight past the president and then you will also end up in the room where the kitchen is. And on the kitchen counter next to the donuts, you can find the collectible. The second one is when you go with Gecko to find the drone command center. And here you will come to a point where you see the excavator right here. And there's also a small building right next to it. And in this building, right there on the floor, you will find the collectible. Then the third one can be found inside of the subway station. So once you got out of that destroyed part and it says reach the forward operating base, you can find a green bag right here next to a plushie, and next to this plushie you have the collectible. And then collectible number 4 is when it says secure the Empire Fulton FOB. So when you come from there and you just got out of the vehicle, you get up the stairs and then go around the corner, or you can also go up the other stairs. And then on this corner right here, if you just follow the steps, you will definitely find it. Otherwise, you might miss it. On this corner right there, where you can already see the next checkpoint, you will find this collectible. Then mission number 7 is Nile Guard, and here you can find 2 collectibles, and the first one is right when you get out of the tank. So at some point you get out of the tank, then you have to walk through the building, and in the backyard of that building, beneath the tree or under the tree, you can find the collectible. And then the second one is actually right on the next yard. So this is a pretty short mission, pretty dense one. So when you get into the next yard where it says rescue the survivors, and where you have about 45 meters to this checkpoint, then go into the building where you have that umbrella in front. And inside of that building, turn to the right and there will be a no packs poster again. And in front of that poster, there is the collectible. Then Mission 8, Operation Ember Strike. We have 4 collectibles again, and the first one is when you have to explore the valley further, and you basically just follow the path and stay on the left side of the river, and you will find these destroyed houses, and inside of one of these houses you will find the first collectible. Then the second one is a little bit tricky to find because you have to find these houses right here that are basically in between all of the objectives. So it's about 200 meters away from Charlie and about 180 meters away from Bravo. So you have this red and this green house right here with the antenna in the middle. And there is a smaller house in front of the red one with a goat painting next to the door, and in front of that window you will find the collectible. Then the third collectible is once you can see the dam, and Hemlock had placed the switch plate for the second time and it says continue towards data link Delta. Then you turn left and go up the hill, basically where that sniper was, and over there where the sniper nest was you can pick up an M44 and you can also pick up the third collectible. And then the last collectible for this mission can be found once you destroyed the last data link and you have to get up on the dam. And where you can find the 2 quads, there in the back you can also find the last collectible for this mission. And then we have the last mission, mission number 9, Always Forward. And this one also has 4 collectibles again. And the first one can be found at the first outpost that you have to get through. And the mission also says get through the outpost. And you can find collectible inside the building where you can also find some vehicles. And the building says CA01 on it. So you just get inside and then in front of the vehicles you can find the first collectible. Then for the second one, you have to check when it says disable NXC launcher alpha, and when you are in front of this square, I don't know what this is, if it is an antenna or something, I don't know, write in the comments below if you do. And if you stand right in front of this or right behind this, then you just turn to the building that says D04, and in front of that building you can pick up the collectible again. And then the third collectible can be found when you get into the NXC launcher alpha and disable it. And when you go all the way to the back, you can already see the glow and you can pick up the collectible from the box right there. And then the last one can be found when you are inside of that last bunker where you have to find Kincaid. And after the cutscene that you have, basically turn around and walk straight towards these cars again, towards these vehicles again, and there you have a laptop and a helmet, and next to it the last collectible. And these were all the collectibles done in the mission, so this will unlock all of these skins and dog tags and whatever else you can unlock with these collectibles. This will unlock everything for you. And then you have the other missions left, and basically the mission ready 1 to 5 and mission complete 1 to 4 are completed by simply playing through the campaign. However, mission complete 5 only unlocks when you complete the full campaign on the hardest difficulty. So this is a bit of a tough one and there's not really any tips I can give you for this, but once you've done this, you will unlock a weapon pack for the B36 as a reward. And then there are some other missions left that might need some explanation. So the first one, with which you can unlock a universal weapon skin, says complete a mission without firing a gun. And for this one, I would recommend to play the first mission on the easiest difficulty, because this will still count. So for the challenges, playing on the easiest difficulty count. For the achievements, however, it will not. So I will tell you when you have to switch to another difficulty. But for this one, you can go on the easiest difficulty, and then on the first part you basically just run around on the left side to the fence, to the opening in the fence, so you can trigger the cutscene. Then stay in the car, don't fire a single bullet, you will not get killed on this difficulty. And then when you are in the construction site, only use your knife or grenades, and be sure to command your squad so they shoot all of the bad guys. And the hardest part of this is actually when you are in the helicopter, because then you cannot use a grenade or a knife, but you have to stay there. So what you need to do in the first part is just stay behind cover until the cutscenes are triggered. This will take a while though, because the game is thinking that you're probably AFK or you're not doing anything. So it will take more time than usual for the cutscenes to trigger. But once I think the second cutscene got triggered and you turn around and look at the other side of the heli, just look at the heli's edge and constantly peek around the corner, but don't take a shot. It will not work if you don't move. So by constantly peeking around the corner, you move and you can avoid enemy bullets. So you need to do this, you have to find a good flow, and then it will work, and that should make it possible to survive until the end of the mission. That might take some time, it might need some practice as well, you might have to restart the checkpoint, but it will count and you can get this done. I've got it done as well. Then the next challenge is complete a mission without needing to be revived. So for this one, go with the easiest difficulty as well and just replay any mission you feel comfortable with. And then for the next challenge, which will unlock an XP token, you need to complete a mission using only a pistol. And this can actually be done alongside of an achievement with the same requirement. But this means you need to do it on at least regular difficulty, and you also need to do it on the mission night raid. It is possible on this mission though, so if you want to do both things simultaneously, I would recommend to do this. And for the mission, you can use the pistol, your melee weapon, and gadgets like grenades or the rocket launcher that you also need within the mission, and it will still complete, even though the challenge says you're only allowed to use a pistol, but it also counts when you use the rocket launcher, for example. So I would recommend to do this together with the achievement, since it's both the same. Then once this is completed, you have to do 30 headshots within one mission. And again, this can be done alongside an achievement. So to complete both, you need to do it in regular difficulty. And to do it, the achievement and the challenge, you need to use the mission Moving Mountains, at least if you want to do the achievement. For the challenge, you can go with whatever mission you like, but for the achievement, you need to do Moving Mountains. Because for the achievement, you need to do 6 consecutive headshot kills in this level, and then you can do the remaining 24 for the challenge on top of that. So that's how I did it. I grabbed the sniper rifle, and then in the first part of the level, I did all of the headshots. So again, you can complete 2 things here in one go. And then for the last challenge, with which you can unlock this handgun tag right here, you need to complete a mission while performing 10 melee kills. And here again, you can also do this alongside an achievement, because there is an achievement that requires you to do 5 sledgehammer kills on the mission No Sleep. So I would recommend to go on this mission, No Sleep, and do it on normal difficulty, and then do your 5 sledgehammer kills for the achievement and do 5 more for the challenge to complete. And you have done both in one go again. And then you have unlocked quite a lot of achievements already, and you have completed all of the missions. And now for the rest of the achievements, or at least the ones that I have completed. I'm honestly not sure if these were all of them or if some are still hiding as secret achievements, but these are the ones that I have completed. So you will unlock most achievements simply for completing the campaign on at least regular difficulty. None of the achievements will track on the easiest difficulty, so you have to play at least regular difficulty. And then there are achievements for finding all the collectibles. If you have finished all of the challenges, you also have these achievements if you've done them in the way I described it before. And you also get one achievement for doing 50 headshot kills across the campaign. So this should unlock naturally while playing. You also get one for eliminating 3 enemies with 1 grenade. and one for destroying 10 vehicles. And all of this should automatically happen while you play the campaign, and they should automatically unlock while you play and while you normally play. At least that's how it was for me. If it's not, you know that these achievements are existing and you might just get into a mission and complete those. But there are 6 more achievements that might fly a bit under your radar and are not naturally unlocked. So one is to destroy 10 mannequins in the underground museum. I've done this on the side, not sure how it is for you. If you didn't do this, you have to go there again. Then you need to destroy 3 floating mines in the naval mission. So right at the start of the mission, there will be floating mines coming at you, like 5 of them, I think, and you need to destroy 3 of them. Then you need to collapse an overpass on a tank in the Nile guard mission, so in the tank mission. And this was happening to me naturally, but if it's not for you, then just replay the first part of the mission, check when an enemy tank is below an overpass and shoot at the pillars to make it collapse. Then you also need to spot 20 enemies with the drone in Operation Ember Strike. And you need to shoot down the reinforcement chopper in the last mission. And another achievement, and the last achievement, is to find the dinosaur in the NATO base in the first mission. And if you haven't found this yet, this is right in the first container when you're packing your stuff. So before you head outside of the door, just turn around to the table and window, and there on the table, there is the dino. Just pick it up and the achievement is unlocked. And that was it for today. All the collectibles, all the challenges, and hopefully also all the achievements you can unlock with the Battlefield 6 campaign. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm the Catwoman, and you are awesome.